I wish I would have joined the military sooner. So I joined at 26 years old. I'm currently in the Army Reserves. I'm 28 years old, and 2 years ago I joined. But I was always afraid to talk to recruiters when I saw them out and about. Like they would come to the high school and visit, and I thought that if I talked to them, I would be sent to war immediately. So I had this big misconception about the military. And then nobody in my family was pushing me to join the military. So it never dawned upon me until I'm in Miami. I'm a real estate agent, and I go to the cigar lounge, and I would say five of the guys there are all military. They start talking to me about their experiences, how it made them disciplined, how it helped their lives and their careers, and all of these things. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should join the military. So I did some research for about 3 weeks, and then I went to a recruiter, started talking to the recruiter, and it got moving really fast. He was pushing things forward. I had an incredible recruiter, which isn't always the case, so I'm super thankful for him. And I got cleared, and I could join. And I remember picking my MOS, which is your job, and I was like, I want to be a 42 Alpha, which is Human Resources Specialist. That's what I am currently. And he's like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, well, I plan on having a family. So my wife is pregnant right now. We're due in June. And he's like, I don't think you would even like that. Like, you're going to be in a support position, pushing paperwork and dealing in IPSE, and you're not going to be like gung ho active out there, like in the trenches doing tough things. And I was like, yeah, that's okay. I would rather have a family and have a balance. So lo and behold, I joined at 42 Alpha after being told not to, but I knew that it was the right thing for me and my life path and where I was at currently. It might be good for you to research the different job availabilities based on your life path and what's most important to you. I would never trade anything for family. I'm going to have a lot of kids, and I always want to have the flexibility to kind of be there for them if they need me. I love the family life. So that's what was most important to me, even though a lot of people said, go do something else, go be infantry, go be HVAC specialist, because it's a real trade that you can take into the real world. And I was like, I'm comfortable in the real world doing real estate. I own 7 rental properties, and they cash flow very well, and I'm very excited to use the VA loan. If you haven't used your VA loan, or if you're going to join, make sure you get the VA loan. On the reserve side, you have to sign a 6-year contract for the VA loan. I highly recommend getting that VA loan. You're going to have it for the rest of your life, and it's going to change your life. And then contact me when you're ready to use it. But anyways, so I joined. But before I joined and like shipped out to go to training, I was in Dubai for a week. Incredible time. Just went for vacation. Had a lot of fun. So it was a nice kind of last hurrah before training. And training was about 6 months long, which is a long time. But I learned so much through training: discipline, integrity, the Army values. It felt really good to be disconnected from the phone and like from the world. I couldn't just go on social media and see what was happening out there. I was very in the moment, so that was kind of therapeutic, and I think it showed me how valuable family is and how not being able to talk to them, how much they mean to me. Because right after I got out of training, we moved from Miami back up to the Midwest. So we're currently in Chicago, Illinois. We plan on staying here. My wife's entire family is from here. My family's from Wisconsin, so I'm much closer to them. So the military changed a lot about my life, and I even finished my bachelor's degree at 28 years old. I finished it in December. It's February 11th right now, so about 3 months ago. And if it wasn't for the military, I never would have finished my bachelor's degree, because I was doing real estate. I didn't need my bachelor's degree, and I still don't need it. But the military puts a heavy, like, the military views it as a great thing if you finish your bachelor's degree. So that's why I did it. I actually just dropped a packet to go to OCS. So I joined as an enlisted member. I had no college degree. I had like 2 years, so I joined as a private first class, and then ended up finishing. And finishing your bachelor's is a prerequisite for becoming an officer. So I dropped an OCS packet. Now, dropping in the OCS packet to go to officer candidate school is very intense. A lot of moving pieces. I had to get a whole nother physical. I had to get my battalion and brigade commanders to sign, and that took a long time. It was a ton of running around, like a ridiculous amount of running around. So I would recommend, if you do have a degree, join on the officer side, because then you only have to go through that process once. officers make way more money. They're highly prestiged relative to the enlisted side. You're in more of a leadership management position, and then the enlisted side is more of like the physical boots on the ground workers. That's how I would put it. But do everything you can to get to the officer side, because that's typically the path. That's where you want to be, and do it right the first time. Don't do it like I did. Join the officer side right away, so you don't have to go through the process again. Uh, so here I am. I dropped this packet, and now it's being reviewed by the board, and the board is going to come back and say like yes or no, or you need a waiver, or whatever the case is. So I'm kind of waiting to hear back from them on what they're going to need from me, and then I'll go to training. I think OCS is like 3.5 months, and then you go to basic officer leadership course. That's another 3.5 months. So I don't know, 6 months of training again. But again, I'm excited to do that. I plan on serving in the Army Reserves until the day I get kicked out for being too old. I love the community. I love the brotherhood. I love that it keeps me healthy. I love that it's a little bit of extra money on the side here. So it's an incredible tool, and I would highly recommend joining if you are thinking about it. It will help you get disciplined in life, and it will lead you to what you want to do on the civilian side. You might not have any idea what you want to do on the civilian work side, and that's the perfect reason to join the military. Join the military, figure out which direction and which way you want to go. It's going to give you time while also stacking capital and benefits, which then you can deploy to create a better life for yourself. So I really recommend joining the officer side if you can. If you don't have a college degree, do ROTC while you're in school to get to the officer side. That is a highly intelligent thing that I wish I would have known about, or that I wish I would have done myself. But unfortunately, I didn't get to do ROTC because I wasn't aware of it, and I had 2 years of school. Then I dropped out, so I only had 2 years left, and it was kind of a big mix. So I just decided to finish my bachelor's and then drop the packet instead of doing the ROTC. But I wish I would have done ROTC. They pay for some of your schooling as well. So multiple benefits there. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope it kind of shines some light on some things that you didn't think about. These are some things that I wish I knew before I joined the Army. I wish somebody would have sat down and walked me through all of these things. But use your VA loan. Please use your VA loan. It's an incredible tool. Every time you PCS, you should be buying real estate with your VA loan, and then you hire a management company to manage it when you change stations, right? This is going to build a portfolio of 5 to 10 properties, and you're going to be sitting on a lot of equity, building a lot of cash flow, generating a lot of wealth, and it's going to change yours and your family's life. Just like real estate has changed my life and my family's life. I couldn't be more thankful. So there's another video I did on the channel here that talks about deploying at the young age of like 18 to 25, which I think is a unique period of time, right? That's a very formative time in your life. You got to meet a significant other. And if you don't meet a significant other, you might be in trouble, because who you spend your life with is the most important thing in the world. So go watch that video. It might be helpful. It might help you decide if you want to deploy or if you don't want to deploy. But cheers. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Let's go.